Once again, it's on.
Welcome to Soul Cycle Alchemy. I'm Marika.
Huh?
So welcome to another episode of Soul Cycle Alchemy. I'm Marika. And everyone else.
Okay. All right. You want to start the mantra?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness, the almighty powers of the great nothingness, the almighty flow, the great nothingness, the beingness of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all. All that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization. It's now becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now, and becoming the great primordial dragon god son, Kundalini flame, now whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakra to our central heart chakra and on up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first chakra, the Lord Hominid chakra, our hidden teacher, Grand Master Magic Dragon God son, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon god son, all of that. Legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all of the forces, all of the elements, all of the essences in dark matter within the absolute all, and to be able to becoming all of our wills, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be now being to becoming an active force of unstoppable energy, helping us all now by bringing all our Lord judgment, death, and destruction upon all of the corrupted, multi-dimensional, negative, archonic energies in their white supremacy or King American imperialism, globally counterfeit spirit, level servants of the earth, with all of their technology directed against us and our well-being in order to kill, murder, corrupt, and degenerate us, taking us all off of our true evolutionary path and cycle, to forever enslave us deeper and deeper into their artificial reality construct in the name of their God and Master, the Emperor. As we are all now able to put down unlimited supernal energy, right out of the happiness into our reality, manifesting it here as an all-consuming flame that no force can stand up to, burning away all of the multi-dimensional archonic demiurge energies by raising the vibratory rate up so high, making all those energies too thick to even fight us. As our energy raising the vibratory rate so high, making the archonic energy too sick to even fight us, as our energy is completely consuming away all of the archonic demiurge energies directed against us, clearing the way to our true evolutionary path, using our first eye, the hidden Grandmaster Magi, to open up a supermassive black hole, now sucking in all of the archonic demiurge energies back into the primordial nothingness to be regenerated into something else more universally constructive, as we are all now free to ascend back up to conscious unity through the power, force, and might and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form, as we are now willing commanded to be. Abracadabra, Ashe.
Presto changeo.
Yep. You want to do the
Right.
libation?
Let's start with Chronos Ashe. The labyrinth gods Ashe. The ascended Dogon gods Ashe. You know what I'm saying? The Nagas Ashe. Asar Ashe. Ma'at
Ashe.
Ashe. Setmek Ashe. El Cristo Negro Ashe.
Eru.
Satan
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Lucifer. Ashe.
Pan Ashe.
Baphomet. Ashe.
Ashe. Empress Ashe. Tyler Ashe. Order out of chaos beings Ashe.
The Great Attractor. Ashe.
Wana Ashe.
The Great Abyss of Gnosis. Ashe.
Taiwan Ashe. Cyrus Ashe. Isis Ashe. Destiny Ashe.
La Santísima Muerte. Ashe. La Santísima Padre Amen. Ashe. Mama Shola. Ashe.
And all the gods and goddesses known and unknown Ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah, let's get it in.
Yeah. Well, man, as the world turns, they're bringing us closer and closer to these really, really trying.
They heavy on the rituals for sure. They're very heavy. That whole takeoff ritual. The Migos artist, rap artist named Takeoff. That was definitely a ritual.
Oh, killing a brother. Yeah, especially
you know how they broadcast? They broadcast it on damn near every network. The brother laying down on the ground. You know, that's a heavy ritual. Us being at the whims of somebody's gunplay and shit. Us laying down bloody is a very heavy ritual.
Yeah. However, all they're doing is just sending one more soul over to the earth. On the other side, that's going to be another part of our extraterrestrial army.
Yeah, but the general public hasn't ascended or evolved to understand life and death like that.
No, they have.
The thing about it is, this is why this is a ritual in of a spell on the masses, because they don't know that what you're calling takeoff is actually an ancestor, and it represents a part of our evolution.
Yeah, see me when one of us go, I rejoice, because that's going to make us stronger. On the other side, that's going to make, not just in the earthly sense, but in the supernatural sense, or in a supernal sense.
Right, because they go through a metamorphosis of awakening when they get to that other side. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying. Some people do. Some more likely they're going to have an awakening when they get on the other side.
Yeah, assuming they don't go through that fucking tunnel of light.
Right.
Fuck away from the light. That's a trap.
Right. And you don't go towards the light because you are the light.
Yep.
So why would you go towards the light?
Get your ass.
You go toward the light. You basically assimilating into another archon, another construct. You're assimilating the construct.
Yeah, here they go.
So you don't go
There
to the
they
light.
go. Yeah. Well, they just cut off your audio when you were saying that again, dude.
Yeah, it be coming up though.
Yeah. Well,
It come up on the broadcast.
Okay. Well, the
Oh,
energy's definitely there. The energy's definitely there. They can't stop the energy. So,
right.
So the way it's going down now, the way I see it going down, they sacrificing a whole lot. They're going to sacrifice a whole lot just for a tiny few. The central bank, Jerome Powell, this dude, man, he keep on doing what he's doing. He's going to be like one of the most wanted and hated human beings on the planet.
What is he hiking interest rates again?
Yeah, but see, he's working for the elite few because he's under orders to crash everything, regardless of the expense. And so the elite few can come in and buy the world back, pennies on the dollars, and own us all.
Yeah, I think that's been their plan for a while. You remember when they passed that law where you can't have farms at your home? Of course, it's unconstitutional. They can't tell you this, but they always put out these rumors of passing laws and legislation that you can't do this. You can't collect rainwater anymore. You can't have a personal garden anymore and all this stuff. Of course, like I said, this stuff cannot be enforced because it's unconstitutional. And for us as Moors, it's a violation of the treaty agreements that they have with us. But also, we have to always be mindful of them constantly conducting these spells on us. And it's like, I keep trying to teach people the word, how to work. Like they said, at first there was a word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. I mean, listen, man, y'all have to realize that you're being played with semantics. While y'all dismiss anybody who's being critical of the language, y'all dismiss them as being semantic. Oh, that's just semantics. Well, they're whooping your ass with semantics, man. They whooping your ass.
Left and right, man. Left and right.
So my thing is, go ahead.
Then doing the blood magic rituals to just embed that shit deep into our subconscious mind.
Right.
And so we can manifest. So they use our fucking mind as a manifesting tool for their benefit.
That's the only way it can come about.
Where they're
they have to manipulate the collective subconscious in order to bring about their agenda.
Absolutely. Now it's time for I give it to us out here putting in the work to try to change, doing everything possible to change those spells and reverse those spells.
The best way to do it is to be a researcher, be a critical thinker, and learn the discipline of entomology and epistemology. These are two disciplines that you want to incorporate. These are two disciplines that you want to incorporate in your thought process. So now you're immune to the spell now. You're immune to the spell now. They can't pull that bullshit off on you anymore. They playing this shit heavy with the whole They playing that shit heavy with this anti-Semitic shit, right? Because these people who are claiming to be Semitics, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's clear that you're phonies. You are not of that bloodline of the Semitic people who came from Shem. Those are the people who came from Shem.
Yeah.
The Semitic people, the Semitic, whatever you want to call them, they came from Shem, bro. Y'all did not come from Shem. And they're playing us because everybody knows that true. At this point, everybody should know that's true. But they're
Yeah.
playing us off of that because sticking they're sticking to their guns of them being the Shemitic people. They're not. They're sticking to their guns with it. Meaning they conducted a magical spell
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to enforce the magical spell as long as, like, the thing about it now, it's like this. It's at this point now. They're punking the general public right now. They're punking you. They like, no, we say what we say goes. It's dictatorship. It's a dictatorship all damn day. Because with this what's that the basketball player?
Oh, basketball player?
Yeah, Kyrie or something. He shared the video called Hebrew the Negroes the Hebrew or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or Hebrew the Negroes. It's the
Mm-hmm.
documentary that's supposedly supposed to be anti-Semitic and everything. It's talking about the Jews, and it's basically the same thing. Whenever you talk the truth about the Jews, they refer to you as anti-Semitic. Because I'm sick of brothers and sisters falling for this bullshit. Like, for real, you under a heavy spell and you don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, for brothers and sisters falling for anything these people are trying to put down is ridiculous. When we know the history of where we came from with these people, they're not our friends. And the only time they like us is when we have something to contribute that they can profit off of. If they can't profit off of, you don't mean shit.
Let's even get deeper than that, bro. We ain't each other friends. We will sell each other out at a drop of a freaking hat, man. Stop it. If not, it's rare to find real, genuine people with integrity who are freedom fighters and understand the importance of that selfless work that needs to be done for the greater good of the whole. See, and my thing is, we are the victims of the fact that when someone is organized, right,
Mm-hmm.
they always going to have advantage of over the disorganized.
Yeah.
It's period. It's in the you when you organize. Now you got to realize the elite. That whole system of the elite, the whole system of the secret society, the whole system of the compartmentalized hierarchy, that shit is impeccably organized.
Yeah.
Impeccably organized. And that's how they win. Most dumbasses. But we want to live impulsively. It's cool. That's fine. Don't have
Oh
no
man.
discipline. And my thing is, people hear me saying this, and I sound like a Republican and conservative. And no, there's a balance to everything, bro. I'm not saying try to go be a Republican, motherfucker. I'm saying do we all should agree. We all should agree that there should be some order amongst the chaos.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not even asking for much, but it seems like I'm asking for too much a lot of times when I suggest this.
from out of the darkness come light. So, I mean, you have a good point. Everybody else is organized except for us.
They win because they're more organized than us, and
But
they spend the most of their control or their propaganda against us, the psychological and spiritual warfare that they conduct against us is strictly focused on dividing us against each other. That's the main thing. They don't got to do. They don't got to like. For this is a perfect example. What they know they're lying right in front of our faces, but we cannot do nothing because we don't have no collective force to counter it. We don't have no consolidated force to counter what they're doing. So they get away with murder. They can say and do what the fuck they want to do because they're more structured. They're more structured.
Well, they say in Africa a long time ago, the way our ancestors dealt with shit, they didn't have jails, they didn't have prisons, they didn't have police, sheriffs, police, and all that shit. I don't know, maybe they did, but from what I understand, the way they dealt with a lot of shit was with just fucking magic. Motherfuckers, they put shit on motherfuckers that that was doing stupid shit or stealing or whatever. They put shit on their ass that go from generation to generation. That shit is just passed on down.
Well, I think the energies of this planet go from, it fluctuates, right? When at that particular juncture of the cycle, what you're talking about, it was a whole nother energy.
Yeah, it was.
The energy this is more like a Luciferian, like a draconian energy we in right now, like the dragon draconian energy, and we're moving into a Piscean energy, right? Which is cosmically based on the astrology.
We're moving in an Aquarian energy.
Yeah, Aquarian. Aquarian meaning a water. Aquarian meaning, you understand me? Because you got to go into the true spirit of water. What is the spirit of a water? Right? Well, do you know what's the spirit of water? What's the spirit of water?
What's the spirit of water? In what aspect? I mean, water represents water represents
what does it symbolically represent? Like what is water metaphysically?
I'm sure I know.
Okay, whenever you have a dream about water or flooding, what is that symbolic of?
Water.
The washing away of old things, bro.
Okay.
It's washing away. You understand me?
Cleansing.
It's washing away old.
A cleansing.
Right.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. What do you know about what do you know about them using rituals through the planet Pluto? Because every 13 years, the planet Pluto go through the zodiac. And so Pluto's
You broke up. Say that again.
What do you know about them doing rituals based on the planet Pluto, which is Anubis?
You said rituals based on the planets?
Pluto, the planet Pluto, which is Anubis, represents Anubis. Every 13 years, Pluto goes.
You asked me, what do I think about the ritual with Pluto?
Yeah, they do rituals based on the planet.
You keep breaking up.
Oh, yeah, we're getting into some real good stuff. Every 13 years, Pluto go through the zodiac. And so somewhere like around now, between 2021 and 2023, Pluto's supposed to be going into, I think, Capricorn or something.
Didn't they recently declassify Pluto as a planet?
Yeah, that's the reason why they're doing it, because they use Pluto in these rituals every 13 years to really fuck us up, because it's a very powerful energy. And they learned this from my ancestors. And it represents Anubis. Anubis represents all the things that are really small, but like atoms, viruses, or, radiation, things that you can't see, but that are very, very powerful.
Okay.
And if you go back like every 13 years, there's a certain pattern, certain things that always happens, and it changes every 13 years. And it's all based on Pluto going through the zodiac. And they do rituals. They do these rituals to turn that Plutonian energy against us subconsciously. And this Plutonian energy is very, very powerful energy, from what I understand. And
Right, ain't that explosive? Ain't that what explosives are made of? Plutonium. Some explosives have plutonium in them.
yeah, well, nuclear. That's nuclear energy, plutonium. Yeah. So Pluto, the planet Pluto, or the planetoid Pluto, whatever they tried to declassify it as to keep it on the hush hush, but they use this planet and some major rituals based on the zodiac every 13 years. And this time, as Pluto go into this next zodiac, is supposed to be very, very, very critical. And I think it's good to find out when Pluto goes into the next zodiac, which I think is Pluto is going into Capricorn. And they're going to be doing rituals, these rituals that we're not even going to know about. But these rituals are going to be very, very powerful. But if we beat them to it, we can use that same energy to our advantage.
Okay, let me read this right quick. The planet Pluto is known to have power to transform and change. Those associated with the planet Pluto are consistently reinventing themselves, and if they fall, they can pick themselves up again. Those influences by the planet are consistently creating new beginnings in their lives.
Yeah, and then see when Pluto goes into the next zodiac.
It says meaning and influence. Pluto's meaning and influence. I don't know. I don't have nothing on, but it says something about astrology. That Pluto and its some significance in astrology. And
Pluto is the planet of transformation, destruction, and renewal. Whenever this planet shows up in your birth chart, it tends to intensify everything around it. However,
Let me see what zodiac.
okay, the Pluto symbol is based on the combination of initials. The P represent Pluto, the Roman god, and the L signifies Lowell, as in the Lowell observation, or it says observational, who
Mm-hmm.
was the first, and to discover Pluto in the 1930s. So we're just talking about the origins of the name, how it came up, the nomenclature about it. Ain't going into the symbology. I thought it was going to go, okay,
You probably have to go into the occult. Meaning.
as I'm writing in this page, the Pluto symbolic God and God meaning. Uh, okay, science is in a heated debate about whether or not Pluto qualifies as a planet. Yeah, that's what they talking about, how they trying to disqualify it as a planet or whatever. Um, disregarding that the distance qualifies for the magnifying celestial body barely is that barely acknowledges here is and here it is in a at a glance let list of various attributes of Pluto's symbolic and mythological namesake. So it's a god. So I already said that too. These planets are actually a cosmology at the same time.
Yeah, but
It's
also,
a cosmology because they're gods.
but Anubis is also classified with the planet Pluto.
Anubis
Yeah, the
wasn't
guy.
isn't okay. The god Anubis. Oh yeah, Anubis is the jackal god, right? The jackal god,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's the one. Uh huh.
Okay, so you lead. Okay, yeah, we can go a little bit late tonight because I'm already prepared for my other show. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Okay. Oh, actually, Zeus, Poseidon, Hera, and Ishia. All these other gods are related to Pluto.
Also, Pluto is the derivative of Anubis that the Greeks took and created. They said Pluto.
Mhm. Okay.
Basically, that's what it looks like because it does. It talks about how, okay, let's see the correlation between Anubis and Pluto. Correlation between Anubis and Pluto. Ah, between you go ahead and talk. We're on no air, bro.
All right. Well, it's a trip in like in the Enochian Kabbalah, the first spear, which is Kether um, on the regular Kabbalah or the Hebrew Kabbalah. The planet that they use for Kether is Pluto
It's a sword.
on the Enochian Kabbalah, and it represents consciousness.
The Greek equivalent is a sword. Okay, mythology. Who is Anubis and Norse mythology? Okay. The name was understood to refer to the boundless riches of the earth, both crops and on the surface. He was originally a god of the land and a mineral and mine in the mine hitting within what is something taken as a confusion of the god Plutons, and the Plutus. Okay, what is that? What the hell is it?
Hmm.
Okay, so basically, it's I don't see the correlation between Pluto and Anubis though.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It says right here that in the Greek equivalent Pluto, okay, the Greek equivalent of Osiris and Hagar, Hydus and the Dionysus, the Egyptian equivalent of Osiris are Pluto and Bac Bacchus. Let me see. Bacchus
Mm.
is Bacchus. That's the equivalent. Or Pluto is the equivalent of uh, Osiris.
Okay. Well, actually, Anubis was Osiris' son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Anubis and Horus are stepbrothers. He had Anubis with the other goddess, uh, Osiris. So he was pimping. He had Isis and her sister. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, enough of that. Let's get back to where we are now. Um, so I believe right now, you know, after this election next week, the 8th, this midterm election, then they can let the real truth out. Then they can let their hair down.
They can let the hair down. Why you say that?
Well, they have to cook the books on everything to try to make the party that's in office now look good right before the election.
That's gonna
But
be a lot of that's gonna be a lot of cooking. So they look bad.
they cook.
They look bad right now. They
Oh,
they 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 totally fumbled over the COVID thing, bro. Nobody trusts them about the whole COVID shit. And then basically Trump was kind of securing our interests as it pertained to our economic best interest, and basically Biden just came and dismantled everything that he did to kind of secure us against this bombardment right now that's happening to this country economically.
socially in every aspect. but but now the central bank got this wrecking ball, this green wrecking ball called the U.S. dollar, and they're reaping havoc worldwide with this thing. The dollar is going to take off and go to stupid highs, and as the dollar goes up, it's just going to destroy everybody's economy. Everybody's economy. It's going to be like a juggernaut, just crashing everything.
The thing
Unless,
about it is we're going to look at the propaganda associated with the dollar rising as that our economy is in a good position right now.
oh no, that's quite contrary. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's in a good position compared to the rest of the world. Europe is going to go into the dark ages. They're not going to. I don't know how they're going to survive this winter with no energy. They pretty much cut. It's irony. I guess it's payback. All those slave trade countries. I don't know, but Europe, man. What's coming this summer, this winter? Um, the only way out for them is that everybody, all the countries that do have energy, just start petting it to their ass at whatever price they can get. Because if they don't get the energy that they need this winter, by next summer, Europe is going to be pretty much an unindustrialized continent. They're not even going to be able to afford to perform industry no more.
Yeah, I heard there was some things going on in Parliament that is basically shaking the foundation of the whole thing right now.
Shit, Parliament, Germany. Germany is the economic or the industrial engine of Europe. And Germany don't have no fucking energy, no fuel. This shit, the energy, they got most of their shit from Russia, but now they sanctioned that shit. They cut their.
I thought after World War II I'm not sure what happened because I know the Nuremberg trial happened because they were putting those Nazis on trial. But what happened to the German government afterwards?
I guess they were defeated.
Of course, they were defeated, but I'm saying what happened? They
became NASA.
Did they collapse?
No, they collapsed, but us and Russia took our pick between, which sciences we're gonna steal and take care of, and they took their share. I mean,
that doesn't answer my question about what happened to the government after the World War II. Like, what happened to the government? Like, did the government still strive, or did it die? Did it collapse or something? Was there rebellions afterwards? What happened?
They surrendered.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
I know that. If I'm not mistaken, they surrendered, and they had been occupied by the Allied forces, right?
Yeah, but you remember they were divided. There was East Germany and West Germany. They had the steel curtain. They had that wall.
Right. Because that went on until at least the 90s. The late 90s and shit.
Yeah,
or
the
early 90s. Berlin Wall came down.
Yeah. Yeah. So that way they can form the EU.
See, I love to hear the history about that because I don't think people pay attention to that enough to kind of connect the dots on where we at today. Like, you have to know the history. You got to understand the social DNA. Like, this is what y'all don't realize. There's a social DNA. Like, when I try to explain that the social DNA of what we call law enforcement today goes back to the slave patrols.
Yeah. Now, but we got a situation on our land where this corporation and de facto government and their central bank has taken so much control and stuck their tentacles so deep into our land and into us, and they're sticking it to the rest of the world. They want to survive. They want to content. They're doing everything that they can possibly do to keep the dollar as the world reserve currency, no matter what.
That's why the work that we're doing in this study, in the diplomatic channels that they had with us as Moors with the Moroccan Empire, is so important because what happens is things are out of whack based on the fact that Morocco, she is in a state of extinction right now. Only we can bring her back out of extinction. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's happening. We have
And
to
then,
understand the influence and the extraterritorial power dynamics that controlled and gave Europe its ability to become a maritime empire, a
yeah, but
maritime empire.
at that time, we had the military might.
Right. I mean, the thing about it is, you got to go study something called the protection of Morocco. Right. Protection of Morocco is an actual agreement, international bilateral agreement that amongst all these different treaty nations that had treaties with Morocco, and they all had agreed to protect Morocco. See, this is a lot of stuff is just so obscure, and in our minds, right? It's so, we think it's so far fetched. Like, I hear people challenge our position, our claims as Moors, and they don't have no insight on this history I'm speaking on right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much insight. I mean, that's my fault though, because I have to take the time to do it. But
Oh, brother, the study group's still going on, bro. You just got to stay connected with it. The study group's still going on. I've learned a lot about council relationships, bro, and the fact that we are as a nation of people, we have the right to post millennium, meaning that's an international principle referring to how a group of people who were taken from their original state have every right to be returned back to the original state they were in prior to colonization, prior to Interconterra Divina. We have every right to return back to that state, meaning that's the key principle that gives, like, people saying, "Oh, do we got the right to do this? Do we have?" Yes, this is our birthright.
okay,
The stuff that we're doing as it pertain to re-establishing through Moorish government structures, right? Through Moorish government, be through facilitating the knowledge of this illustrious imperial hegemony that still exists right now in the treaties. The United States of America couldn't exist without those treaties.
Well, what's in Washington, D.C. today is a whole different creature.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's still subordinate to treaties. Even that entity that de facto is subordinate to treaties. Period. Because it's subordinate to the entity, the original. I know all about the reorganization of the organic government to this artificial government right now. I've studied this thoroughly. So the thing about
this artificial entity has the ability now to bankrupt the entire world.
Well, the thing about it is, that's what you just said is only applies to the construct that they created that we're all engaging in at this particular moment. Now, the real world, they have no power. That's why they had to get us to adopt their economic monetary system. They had to get us to adopt that because that's how they control the world economics, because all of us the whole world is on that economic monetary system.
Yeah, to the point to where they're at a point of no return. And now,
But they don't have no. That's what I'm trying to say. You're giving them too much credit. They don't have that much credit. The only credit they have is the fact that we are like zombies right now and can't snap up out of the spell and realize that they're using our name to gain these loans that they're gaining, to do these transactions where they inflate the dollar at the. They're doing that under our. See, this is
just
like
reporting.
as soon as we wake up, it stops immediately because we're willing participants in our own slavery right now. Period.
Well, then,
they don't have that much power, bro.
We, including myself, must immediately wake up, because I'm just only reporting where they're at in this.
No, I know I get it. That's important. I'm just saying we cannot fall for the okie doke that they're putting upon us, man. This is why I'm saying be critical in your thinking, and we have to take on some of these disciplines in order for us to see because my thing is these people are high level magicians, bro. Right? That takes a lot of discipline to even get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta exhibit a level of discipline too. So that's what that's why I stop a lot of times and say, okay, they have the power, they have the power to basically bankrupt the whole world, right? Why? Because the whole world has given up their birthrights. The whole world has chosen to engage in the artificial construct.
And as a result of that, due to the situation at hand, with all the debt that they have accumulated, to the point to where they can no longer roll that shit over, they have absolutely no other fucking choice but to go to war now.
And that war is not with another between country. That's over with, because there is no more countries.
No, that war is people against people.
Exactly.
That's population against population. It's a trick to depopulate.
Listen, this is crazy because all of these countries, when you think about it from the perspective of a jurist, someone who understands international law, someone who understands commercial law, all of these are artificial entities existing that we think are actual states, that are actual. They are actual authorities on the land. No, they don't have no authority. They are all de facto. Every last one of them.
These motherfucker own drones. They own fucking fighter jets. They own satellites. They own weapons of mass destruction, and they have no problem using them on us.
Well, I think I think it's more that they have no problem using them to hold us hostage for long periods of time. Like they will use them too, just to make an example. But in the long run, they need us in order to hold their agenda. So they have to maintain a certain amount of the construct, the matrix, so that they can continue to fuel. We are fueling their actual manifestations. We're fueling it, so they have to maintain some level of obliviousness. They have to maintain some level, even when they're attacking it, even when they're collapsing it right in front of us. Because all that stuff you're saying, you're saying it in a sense of it's coming. No, it's here now. It's happening right now.
Yeah, it's happening right before our eyes. We're watching the train. We're watching a fucking train wreck in slow motion.
Yes,
it already hit the wall, and it is just bending real slow and the
But
wall
the,
is fucking cracking, and
but the thing about it is, it's a good thing for it to be destroyed because now we snap up out of it. That's my whole thing. I'm like, hurry up and
see,
collapse.
here's the problem. This is, I don't know if this is really a real collapse or if this a controlled collapse
Either
that
or,
we're,
either or. Listen, either or, right? We're going to see people true colors are being shown right now, bro.
oh
Period.
yeah, okay,
People
now,
true colors are being shown, and that's what they need. That's what we need right now. We need to
okay,
know what people really stand because now, right now, people can put a front up. Everybody's putting a front up.
mm-hmm,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, when we know where each one stand, well, here's the thing: we're all one. We're all one. We're all expression of the same goddamn thing. We're the same goddamn thing manifesting and expressing itself as whatever the fuck it want to manifest and express itself as.
The diversity of the diversity of higher intelligence, bro. We have yet to grasp this idea yet, right? We are an example of that diversity, of that expression being expressed in its diversity. And it's like, y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't get it. Y'all don't get it. But you're going to get it. You're going to get this eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. Or, yeah, I mean, eventually, I guess. I hope.
Oh, they're gonna get it. I mean, it's a lot of people are getting it now, bro. Because
Well,
like, imagine next year. Wow.
oh, I'm just taking it one day at a time right now, man.
No, I'm
Imagine.
imagining next year. I'm in next year right now. And I swear to God, that shit is so beautiful. I love it. I love it, man. I swear I know because the diversity just makes you stronger, man. Period. Adversity makes you stronger. Not diversity, but adversity makes you stronger. I want to see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, what we've gone through from the past to now has been adversity. What we can ready to go through now is tribulation, Holocaust, genocide.
I mean, why all those words can apply to what we're going through now, bro.
Yeah.
What
Well,
we've been
yeah.
going through.
Well, then, yeah. Something's gonna come. Something big is in the cards, man. Something
Well,
really,
listen,
really
whatever
big.
big is in the car is outside of human conceptualization, bro. It's not.
Oh
You
yeah,
can't conceive of what's going to happen.
it's
We
gonna
can't
be.
really conceive. We can't really conceive of what's going to happen.
Yeah, you see? Did you see the
All,
sun?
all the stuff that's predictable, all the stuff that's predictable. If you're not coming from a clairvoyant, because remember we just already talked about everything that's happening on the physical level is the afterbirth or aftermath of what happened on the spiritual level already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
we're not in real time. This is delayed. We're on delayed data.
right.
Yeah, we don't even when we look into the universe, we're looking in the past. We're not looking in real time. We don't know. We don't see real time. We don't know
Nope.
what the fuck real time is.
No, we
We're
do
not.
not.
We're an afterthought.
Real time is no time. It's outside of time and space. That's real time. There is no time in real time. So what? Let's just break down what time is, bro. Time is
Mm-hmm.
nothing more than us calculating precession.
Mm-hmm.
We calculated how many times we went around certain cycle. We went in cycles, bro. That's all time really actually is. Okay.
Cycles of cycles of cycles of cycles of cycles of cycles, because
So
that's how the universe works.
the thing about it is that's what I'm trying to say is like we are omnipresent. We exist here, but we also exist outside of time and space.
Oh yeah.
So this is right now. We're getting closer to that reality. Is what I'm saying. We're
The
closer to that. We're closer to that reality than we are to the reality of fragmented mindset, fragmented intelligence, fragmented. Like we're closer to the realization of the whole than we
Mhm.
are to fragmented reality.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they call it conscious unity. We're going into conscious unity. We're
Right.
not. Yeah, we're not going into. We're ascending up, back up into conscious unity.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the thing about it is, at this level where we're talking about, you can't orientate it to a specific direction because it's you saying we're going up. No, it's you can't orientate it. That's cool to orientate it for human conceptualization.
Well, when I say going up, meaning we're going back. We're going back towards the 0 point.
We're
We're
closer to the reality of the our actual nature, who we actually are. We're closer to that than the fragmented figments of what we actually are. We're
okay.
closer. We're closer to the actuality of what we actually are.
Well, we're getting. Yeah, we're getting closer to another step in our evolution of many, many, many.
So you can say it's an ascension. Okay, that's fine. But it can also be
Yeah, we've
described
been on
as
the descension, but you got to say we've been on the descension too, and we've been stuck horizontally for a while too. We descended to where we are.
uh
Okay,
I would say the vibration got more slower.
we
That's what I
descended.
would say.
Well,
That's the sin. You said the sin. I'm saying we fell into a more a more slower vibration that to where now it appears that things are happening on a time space orientation. No, it's really
there's more stuff.
that's because our energy is down. It's like for example, when your energy is unbalanced inside of you, right? When your energy is unbalanced, most people don't understand that balance, and most of them are vibrating like a little bit below the solar plex, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, a
but
little
see,
bit below the solar plex, almost in the root chakra. It's like mostly they're basically vibrating at a level where they're just mostly impulsive. It's like automaton.
yeah, but still, even though they're automatons, they still have a soul. It's sleep,
No, I'm
and
not taking away from that. No, that's not what I'm saying is they haven't mastered themselves enough. They haven't mastered themselves enough to balance the energy out. When I'm okay, so as a result, they're vibrating at the level of, like I said, in between the solar plex and the root chakra. That's where most
well,
people are vibrating at.
okay, but
Meaning,
regardless of that, we all of us, our civilization, the evolution of our civilization, or our species, or our soul's evolution, has descended into this grotesque matter. All right, which is
I
a
didn't take
natural
away
part
from
of.
what I already see. You're explaining yourself again, cut me off, and I was saying something. I was saying something relevant, and I said, "That's fine. I'm not countering your descension. I'm descending claim. Not
Mm-hmm.
countering. All I'm saying is I'm giving you a different different way of viewing that same thing. We're saying the same stuff. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
when I'm saying we fell into a lower vibration, and when I was explaining how most people are vibrating around their solar plex and their root chakra. Now I'm giving them an explanation of where their energy is in their whole existence, in their regular existence right now. This means that they don't have access to the higher intelligence of the heart mind and its connection to the pineal glands. That image of Jesus having his heart chakra and his pineal chakra gland, that's a perfect example or symbolic of what I'm speaking of. Of you have to be vibrating above the heart chakra to even understand what I'm talking about, because most are vibrating below their solar plex. So this is where you get the lower self desires, right? This is where you got gluttony. This is where you got the ego is very strong when you vibrate at that level, right?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that's an example of what you just said of descending into lower madness. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same concept. It's just you're explaining it from the perspective of orientation of a cycle, right? Of something going to a linear or what you call a circular, not linear, a circular existence.
Here we're coming we come out of the 0 point and we go from these different stages, and but we're not human through all these stages. Our humanity, we became humanity down here, but up here we were something else.
Right. No, I get
That
it.
we
No.
Okay, and because of the vibratory rate dropped so low, we fell into what is called humanity, or the
Exactly.
soul fell into this thing called humanity, and it thinks, it naturally thinks that that's what it really is, but at the same token, they know that's not what it really is, and
Right.
so
That's
there.
all you lost, but you're collecting that along your journey. Like everyone's supposed to be collecting back their genetic memory, their self-realization, going through what they call revelations, with them meaning realizing who you actually are.
Well, actually, but you have to go to higher manas to do that, because higher manas is the reincarnating soul or ego. The other everything else below higher manas dissolves. So you can't. You can only go so far there in those realms. But to see the better picture, the greater picture, you got to go to higher manas, above a state above lower manas.
Well, it has to be balanced. That's what I'm trying to explain now. Like that, all these realms of your multi-dimensional selves
Yeah.
has to be balanced out. It has to be centered. Like this is what meditation is for. This is what alchemy is about. This is what shadow work is about. You know what I'm saying?
And now this
It's
is
like,
where that picture you keep that picture of the Christ you keep bringing up shows up too. I mean, comes up. That's the balance.
that's just a symbolic. All the picture, I keep bringing it up because all the picture of that Christ symbolism only represents something that is an alchemic process. It's a symbolic of an alchemic process that all of us can get to that level, is what I'm saying. Where you vibrating, where your heart chakra is a flame and your crown chakra is a flame. What does this do? This is it gives you access. This literally gives you access to a higher aspect of who you are. Literally.
Yeah. Well,
It gives you access of a higher realization that you exist in.
what Brother C. Freeman Elm used to call it generator, operator, destroyer, crown chakra, heart chakra, and root chakra all firing together.
Right.
Yeah,
This is why creation and destruction are together.
on the day side of Brahma.
They're still together.
Yeah, on the
They're
day
still
side.
together. But when
Yeah.
you perceiving it from the confounds of it, it seems like they're separate. No, they're the same shit. Life,
Just say,
what you call life and death is the same shit.
oh
What you
yeah,
call light and dark is the same shit.
love and hate, two sides of the same thing. Wayne Chang,
God and the devil, same
two
shit.
sides of the same thing. Wayne Chang.
Right.
Yeah.
The crazy part about it is we become the medium for that energy. Like it become what you make it become in your existence for your world, for your particular world, for your particular energy. Right?
Yeah.
You make these things. Like this is why we're explaining this. It's alchemy. You transforming or reforming your thinking process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which transform and reforms reality around you.
Yeah. And also pulling in energy, pulling in the more chi you do, the
That's the
better.
whole purpose. That's the whole mission. It's like breathing. Like everything is about breathing, right?
Right?
That
Yeah.
is because spirituality. All of these religions basically are trying to trying to get away from the original meaning. The whole original point of what we supposed to be doing these rituals for. It's a breathing technique. Breathing is key to making sure that energy is fluctuating as it's supposed to be, healthy fluctuation. You
Yeah.
supposed to be. That's what I mean by cultivating the energy.
Yeah.
It's similar to like cultivating the land.
And storing the energy in your body, in your organs, to be used in these times of great challenge.
Well, as long as you are one with the energy, you don't have. It's not necessarily you one with it, so you can harness it as much as you want anytime you need to. You know what I'm saying? You are one with it. You already one with the energy.
Yeah, but now, however, now that I see, what the opposing energy, the energy that, you know, that's challenging us all, I must make sure that I have more than enough to deal with that shit. More than enough. To the point to where I use that energy to help me catapult me back up. Or catapult us all back up. Because once we start going back up to the next spear, we leave all this fucked up shit behind. And it's gonna be behind us forever. Until it's gonna be behind us for the rest of until we get to the next night of Brahma. Because our evolution gets a lot more stable, a lot more. I mean, yes, there's going to be challenges, but it's not going to be like this. It's going to be challenges for us to overcome things together. Not this is going to get us there. This is going to help get us to where we got to be, where we're supposed to be going. But it's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of energy. Some of us going to have to pull in a lot of supernal energy down here. And with this energy, we'll be able to overcome whatever is thrown at us and evolve into what it is that we're supposed to evolve into. And they can do all the rituals that they want, and they can have all the discipline that they want. This is our affinity. We are one with this.
I don't even think they have a soul, bro. That's the thing about it. It's like they don't even have a soul, so it's like beneath us to even think they can challenge us or counter what we're doing. It's like it's not possible. They don't even have a soul. They living vicariously through us.
Well, yeah, of course. But remember, again, I said the battle is not against flesh and blood. It's against principalities in high places. They're just pawns being played by principalities in high places. And those principalities in high places are going to throw these pawns at us. All we have to do is just bring down the supernal energy to burn these soulless entities away. And then we have the real true standoff with the principalities.
Right.
As we're sending back up out of this heavy matter. And as we ascend back up out of this heavy matter, we'll be able to deal with the principalities in higher places. We'll be on the same level with them. And then it's going to be a different story.
I think it's already there. I think they've convinced us otherwise. That's why the language is very important, bro.
Okay, well. You know what? I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I'm not. You know what? I have. Shit. That's why
I gotta check my language too, man. Like a lot of times, I'll be speaking in a sense where I put myself in an inferior position in the whole scheme of things, when actually we're in the superior position. It's like they're like, we looking at it like a lot of time like, oh, the adversary, but imagine how they're looking at us. They're concerned about us growing is way more concerning than us worried about them. They're more concerned about us than we should be concerned about them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'm concerned about bringing in the energy to deal the blow that fatally put them away.
And I keep telling you, you already got it. You ain't got to bring it in. You are the energy. You ain't got to bring it in.
Well, okay. Well, then
how you gonna bring in something you are? You are the energy.
Yeah, because time and there's no time and space. There's only energy, and there's energy all around us. And I'm talking about.
I'm saying you defeating yourself in your own language, bro. Okay. You putting yourself in an inferior position in your own language.
All right. Okay. So I agree. I am the energy. And I can use the energy. I can manipulate all the energy around me too.
Right. Like
Okay.
speak,
That's all I'm talking.
my thing is we speak things into existence. We are those higher intelligence that we are looking at in the Bible and saying, "Oh, we're inferior to that." No, it's us. It's who we
Well,
are. It's the
yeah, but
nature
I'm
of us.
speaking
Our true
about
nature.
one of those higher intelligence pulling in the energy that's around it, taking advantage of the elements of and using them as my, servants, as our
I would just
servants.
change the language. Is what I'm saying. It's not pulling in nothing. It's becoming one again. It's like we forgot we was already one. We didn't. And ego makes us convince us that we're separate. No, we won already. I'm saying in the language and even in your alchemic process, thinking process, everything is mental alchemy, bro. Everything
Yeah.
is mental alchemy. Everything, all your whole thought process is mental alchemy. So you have to incorporate language, new language into your lexicon. You have to incorporate it into because that's how you change the dynamics of the energy. Because your mind, your mind is what's pulling you towards. It's pulling you away. Remember, I was talking about how we're talking about being pulled and influenced by the energy, and opposed to being one with the energy and allowing that influence to be reciprocity. Because I influence the energy, it influenced me, and it's back and forth. It's not. It's a reciprocity. It's a ma'at, right? And it's not no. It has an inferior. It has. I'm inferior
Okay,
to it.
so when you're doing
Like most
chi, what
people.
are you doing? What are you doing?
Look. Most people think I'm inferior to the elementals. I'm inferior to the things around me when you are it. You're remembering that you are one with all of the energy around you. So you don't have to pull it in. You are it. You just remember it. And how do you get it to work in your interest, in your intent? You go inside. You don't. It's not outside of you. The energy is already inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You don't go outside to get the energy. It's already there. You just
Yeah.
gotta tap into it. You gotta
As
tap into
within,
it.
so without. As within, so without. As without, so within. You go within, and it comes without too. We're doing it on both sides, within and without.
Yeah, you're right. The without is a byproduct. The within is the source.
Yeah, the energy within is pulling energy without. The energy that's without is really the energy that's within. Because the energy within is the absolute all. It's part of the absolute all, within and without.
Damn, we got a troll in the chat right now. Like hot, like hot. Some bullshit they put in here
Oh yeah.
in the
Oh,
chat.
oh yeah. I see these. The XXX69 biz, like hot photo, my sister, like hot.
Guess what? They don't even realize even if that's a bot, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
some higher spirit is speaking through them because I see the symbology of what they just put. You see how they got the heart, and then they got the one at the bottom with the flame.
Yes.
They don't even know. They don't even know what they did. They try to probably trolling, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. They don't understand the higher spiritual synchronicity that just happened just now.
Mm.
This is it's crazy because the more I get into just connecting back to, I mean, not back, but because there's no orientation of direction. That's what I'm saying. Once you get, that's human thinking. Like, that's human thinking. Orientation of direction. When you omnipresent, you're just multidimensional.
Well, of course, but also at the same token, I'm experiencing the physical world.
No, the physical world is experiencing you in both ways. You're right, but it's both ways.
I'm observing. My soul is observing the physical world through this physical body.
And you in the physical world is attempting to convince your soul that that's what's happening.
And however, again, anything below lower manus, everything below lower manus is an illusion.
I would say it's a byproduct of source.
It's a byproduct, yeah, but it also at the same token, it's like a really, really sophisticated holographic.
Well, it's not that sophisticated.
Well, yeah,
it's sophisticated from that perspective, from a human perspective. Like it appears, oh yeah, when you first figure it out, but when you growing and understanding, like, damn, this is just us. It's just basically us when the inconsistencies of not dealing with aspects of ourselves. It manifests itself. Physical reality, us falling into physical reality, is a result of that. We didn't deal with something, and it had consequences for not dealing with it. We didn't, and it manifested itself into something. It's always that, bro. It's always something we didn't deal with that festered and manifested itself into this spirit that now is just like how everyone thinks that they're going to get away from,
because
they're going to get away from what they have to deal with for as a sole purpose by dying, or like people who commit suicide. No, you're not going to get away from it. You're still going to have to do this shit.
Yeah, you still got to do it. Ain't no getting shit. Dying don't help. Shit.
Hell no, that just makes it worse, because now you're gonna have to go through this process again of figuring out, oh shit.
Okay, not necessarily.
I'm a soul having a human experience and shit.
Not necessarily true. In the astral world, there are schools, there are opportunities over there to get the job, to get it done right. And you're doing it without living in physical matter. You're in astral matter. You're in a whole and the emotional realm. So the emotions, your emotions become more real. They come to life, and you're going to have to deal with that over there. But there are schools, higher learning, even in the astral realm. You don't stop learning. This is not. You're going to learn more over there than you are over here. And then based on how well you learn on the other side and perform will determine whether you come back here or not. Or when you do come back here, it'll determine on what level you'll be coming back here on.
This level here is a festering level. It's a level of what they call it when something is rotten to the point where, what's the name of that shit called? When something is rotten to where it produces this, what's they call that shit?
Fermenting.
fermentation. That's what humanity is. Humanity is some fermenting. You know what I'm saying? That
some
real
rotten,
disgusting, rotten. You understand me?
yes,
Protest.
um,
You know
and egotistical.
well, for my channels, look, for my channel with higher intelligence, right?
Yeah,
Humanity is like the lowest, one of the lowest levels. There are lower levels. You're right. There are lower levels than humanity. It's just just to make you, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
humanity is one of the lowest levels of existence
for
ever.
consciousness, for consciousness.
Yeah, it's the lowest level.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but for
But no,
none,
it's not the lowest level because there are lower levels. But what I'm saying is one of the lowest levels.
yeah, but for soulless beings, it's the end all be all.
I mean, it's training. It's training for the soul. It's like the dojo for the soul.
Yeah, and but for if you don't have a soul and you look at this place and you look at the beauty of it and all what it has to offer, you just want to control it.
You get caught in glamour, right? You get caught up in glamour. It's just it's like everything is like in the circle 7 it says it gives you fruits that are pleasant to the and that are pleasant in the ear but are bitter to the in the taste.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the beast or the soulless beast. It to them this, yeah, it at first it tastes real good, and but then they find that they have an empty hole and they don't have a soul.
Well, the soulless beast is similar to um inferiority complex. It's like a short man who gotta ride a big truck so he can feel like he's a big man. That's what the
Or
soulless beast. The soulless beast is insecurity.
the soul beef is insecurity.
The soulless beast. You said
Oh,
soulless beast.
soulless beast is
Yeah,
insecure. Yeah,
it's
and
insecurity.
and so
It,
what it and
it just
also
it just it just it's just something put in front of you because it's like I said, it's going back to what I just said. Something you're not dealing with within yourself, so it manifests itself so you can deal with it outside of yourself. Then
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that's the uniqueness of your whole soul existence, though, is because your soul is going to make you confront your dark side.
Cool. Yeah, so it can know itself.
Yes, right.
So it have to face the only way for it to know itself. It got to go through the darkest of the darkest, huh?
Triple stage of darkness.
Yeah.
The divine darkness has been led to believe, like, this is why the priests in the church, the institutionalized church, have done a major damage on the general public. And we got to end it. I got to end it in a minute.
Yeah,
They
because I
have
got to
done a
make
major damage on the. They have done a major damage on the general public because they've turned everybody against the darkness. That's what they fucked up at. That's where
yeah,
y'all fucking up at because y'all don't understand balance. Y'all don't say
and,
y'all don't understand light and dark are necessary.
and then also at the same token, the light only represent probably only 1% of the universe. Now it was 5%. It's probably almost only 1% of the universe, and the part that you don't see, the darkness, that represents over 90% of what's there. That's the part of the brain you don't use. And the light represents the part of the brain that we do use.
Yeah, the light is like consciousness and like the byproduct of actual intelligence. That's what we're talking about. When the dark represents actual intelligence, right? The source of intelligence. I think we talked about this the other day on consciousness is nothing more than a byproduct of actual intelligence.
Yeah, consciousness, only begins during unconscious unity.
Right.
But before unconscious unity, there's this thing called all consciousness.
But the thing about it is the concept of beyond consciousness, right? That really, when I heard that, it literally changed the frame of my thinking. It rewired my thinking when I heard that. This is what I mean by everything is alchemy. You can hear a concept, right? But you got to be genuine too. I noticed that a lot of people are disingenuous and they're not catching it. They're not going to catch on to these things. But you got to be genuine with yourself. When you can catch on to certain shit and certain things, rewire your thinking. It rewires your thinking. So, because when I first heard beyond consciousness, it was like, because my whole kick was consciousness, being higher conscious, and my whole thing was consciousness. My whole bringing up, and that was my thing is I'm conscious, and I'm like, no, consciousness is not it. That's not the thing. You want to go beyond consciousness.
Yeah.
Then you dealing with some higher, powerful, higher level shit.
Yeah, you want to be the one beyond all.
And what do I mean? Clairvoyance, right? We're talking about clairvoyance. We're talking about what they call that shit. Damn, a lot of females display this talent. Intuitiveness, intuition. Intuition. Yes.
Intuition.
They literally all these females that's crazy because especially the sisters, melanated sisters, tell them y'all know y'all be feeling this too. Whenever your man and you already feel that he doing something wrong, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You feel me? That's beyond consciousness. That's beyond consciousness right there.
That's entanglement. That's some type of entanglement. A nigga got entangled with some chick, and now time and space don't mean shit. She know where you at and when you at.
Time and space is irrelevant at that point. Time and space become irrelevant.
She don't even need a fucking cell phone to talk to your ass, nigga. She just go in the bathroom and have a conversation with you in front of the mirror, looking at herself, putting on some damn lipstick.
Remember, that's some serious shit because those females don't fuck with them. A lot of those sisters down south. Oh, they got that entanglement. They got that entanglement game good, homie. They do some voodoo shit on your ass, boy. Fuck your ass up.
That mitochondria.
Woo! Yeah. Fuck
your
you
ass
up.
on the level that mitochondria fuck you up, turn your ass retarded.
Right. Because when you think about it, the mitochondria connects her to the universe because every living species, every human species on this planet has that mitochondria. So that right alone gives her that synchronicity because the original design came from the woman. The original design of the mitochondria, and the mitochondria is just a protein factory. It's a protein factory. It produces it basically breaks down protein.
Yeah. The only thing
and make sure it can get distributed through the whole body. That's crazy. When you even think about the human body, and how it's like a multi-dimensional it's like a multi-dimensional cosmic quantum machine.
But on a 3D level.
No, it's not just on a 3D level though. It's not. We simultaneously exist in multi dimensions right now.
Yeah, on this planet. This planet exists in multi dimensions right now too.
Right. Even your physical body does too. Your physical body is not just on the physical level.
Well, on the material, yeah.
It's not just on the material, because all, like I said, like when we said, everything is nothing more than a byproduct of the source. That same thing with the body. It's a byproduct.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have a material body on on higher realms, because matter and spirit are both two sides of the same thing.
Right. But
you
get your last words in, because I gotta cut it short, man.
Yeah, we just have different. Yeah, well, get ready after this election next week. We're gonna see what really happens after the election and after the CPI numbers come out. Bam, look out.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a major credit crisis between now and Christmas. The major credit crunch, where you might not even be able to get your money out of an ATM. Whatever you got on you, that's all you got.
Man, if these people are not off the banks at this point, then you deserve what you get.
Well, yeah, but see here, it don't. Yeah, but see, okay, but you have to get absolutely, completely off the grid, meaning you have to own your own land with your own lake or river next to it, that where you can farm, and you got your family with you, and you guys are well armed, and you're far away from high civilization, or you're far away from the multitudes. We're right here in ground zero, which is kind of like where I want to be when it goes down, because when this shit goes down, everything's getting shut down. I don't think we have a clue of what it's going to be like. I think the COVID was just a little test. The shutdowns and all that was just probably a little appetizer, because with the credit crisis that's coming, the only thing that they can do after that is take us to war. And they got all the pieces ready. They want a war.
And with that, we got to end it, bro. And
okay.
The spirit, let me tell you what the spirit was saying to me while you were saying to all that.
Okay.
Live dangerously.
No
That's
shit.
what it was saying to me. It was stay dangerous. That's what it was saying to me the whole time. Stay dangerous.
Yeah, because there is a universe B, and that's where the party's at.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see y'all next weekend.
Next weekend.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Chaos.
Darkness and light. Good night.